Welcome to 2022. Last year on New Year's, I made a video talking about features that software companies should implement in their eDiscovery process. This year, topic is different. This year, I want to talk about a trend that I see multiple software companies take as it relates to eDiscovery, of course, that I think is a problem. And what trend is that? It is excessive automation. Now, I am for making things easier, less steps, quicker, just click a button and everything is done. However, software companies try to do is combine multiple steps together and chain them in a process where you just initiate something at the first step and then everything happens automatically. So an example of it would be processing. You pick a folder, you hit the process button, data gets processed or CR'd, and then pushed right into review, and bam, you're done. So what problem do I have with automation? So as of right now, or maybe in the past, we have individual steps that we have to perform, and we have to check it, make sure everything is good, configure the next step, and run it. Now, as we automate these steps, we eliminating step of quality control. And that's the biggest issue that I have with automating things. We are not putting enough quality control between those steps. So for example, when we're doing processing, we are completely ignoring any kind of processing issues and errors, and we're pushing things straight into review. Now, of course, you can come back and review errors and act on them. However, the way we position ourselves, set our mentality is just press a button, it'll flow right through, and don't worry about other things. Just let the system handle it for you, and whatever comes out is good enough. And besides processing, there could be other problems that could come up. Let's say you're CRing something, you're imaging, and when you do that, errors show up, and if you don't go back and look at those errors, you could potentially be missing out on important data. So for example, if you're imaging and you run out of space on the server or something like that, or when you're processing, your system is generating a lot of errors out of memory or something like that, if you automate that process, you will just assume those errors are related to the files themselves. But in fact, the errors are coming from the system. Something needs to be rebooted, space needs to be cleaned up, or something like that. And again, that points to the direction of just let the system do its thing, whatever errors out, don't worry about it, and just kind of push, set up the process, link all the steps in the process and kind of push the data through, and whatever comes out at the end, you're done. And so I think, to summarize, the problem that I have with automation isn't the automation itself, is that it encourages bad behavior, or it encourages you not to perform quality control, not to go back and look at something. And that's what I have issues with. If you are using automation of any kind and you automatically push it into documents into review or something like that, part of your process should be going back through each stage that you have automated or connected together and make sure each one of them completed successfully without any errors. So there I am, welcoming you into 2022 and encouraging you to perform proper quality control between each of the stages in eDiscovery process, whether you're doing them one step at a time or you're linking them together. Again, happy 2022, and for more videos to come during this year.